The life and sad ending of Billy Corgan. Billy Corgan was born on 17 March 1967 as William Patrick Corgan at Columbus Hospital in Chicago's Lincoln Park neighborhood. His father's name is William Patrick Corgan and his mother's is Martha Louise Maes Corgan Lutz. He also has a younger brother named Ricky. Later, his parents divorced, after which he lived with his father and his new wife. According to Corgan, he suffered a lot of physical and emotional abuse at the hands of his stepmother. Corgan attended Glenbard North High School, where he excelled in sports. He also developed an interest in music and performed in a string of bands. Though he received scholarship offers from a number of schools, he decided to pursue music full-time. He disliked the Chicago music scene, and therefore, he moved to St. Petersburg, Florida. He formed his first major band, The Marked, in 1985. However, they didn't find much success. The band broke up soon, after which Corgan returned to Chicago. Bill Corgan eventually met guitarist James Iha and bassist Darcy Retzky, and they began playing at local clubs. They later recruited a drummer named Jimmy Chamberlain and formed the band, The Smashing Pumpkins. The band soon signed a recording contract and eventually in 1991, they released their debut album, Gish. It peaked at the 195th position on the US Billboard 200 and the 125th position on the Canadian Albums Chart. It was met with positive reviews. Their next album, Siamese Dreams, was a huge success commercially and critically. It debuted at the 10th position on the US Billboard 200 and was met positively by critics. It became known as one of the best albums of the 1990s. Rolling Stone magazine mentioned it in their list of 500 greatest albums of all time. The band's popularity reached new heights after the release of their third album, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, in 1995. It earned critical acclaim and reached the first position on the US Billboard 200. It earned 7 nominations for the Grammy Awards, including a nomination for Album of the Year. Their fourth album, Adore, was also a success, critically and commercially, and reached the second position on the US Billboard 200. The band released 2 albums in 2000, named Machina the Machines of God and Machina 2 the Friends and Enemies of Modern Music. The group was forced to break up the same year, due to the heroin addiction of one of the members. Corgan later formed the band Zwan with Chamberlain and Corgan's old friend Matt Sweeney. They released an album, Mary Star of the Sea, in 2003, which reached the 3rd position on the US Billboard 200. Despite being a success, it would be the group's only studio album. The band soon disbanded due to growing internal conflicts. In 2005, Corgan released his first solo album, The Future Embrace. It was an average success. In 2006, the Smashing Pumpkins reunited and released their next album, Zeitgeist, the following year. It reached the 2nd position on the US Billboard 200, though it was met with mixed reviews. It also reached the top 10 in charts of various other countries. Their next albums were Oceania and Monuments to an Elegy, released in 2012 and 2014 respectively. The former reached the 4th position on the Billboard 200, while the latter reached the 33rd position. Billy Corgan has also developed the soundtracks for various movies and TV series such as Any Given Sunday, When a Man Falls in the Forest, and The Chicago Code. He released another solo album named Ojilala in 2017. In 2011, Bill Corgan formed an independent wrestling promotion named Resistance Pro. In 2014, he began developing a reality TV series about his promotion. The next year, in 2015, he was made the new senior producer of creative and talent development for Total National Action Wrestling. However, in 2016, he left the promotion due to a dispute. More recently, he purchased the National Wrestling Alliance. Siamese Dream is one of the early works of Billy Corgan's band, The Smashing Pumpkins. It was a huge success, reaching the 10th position on the U.S. Billboard 200. The album sold over 6 million copies. With singles such as Cherub Rock, Rocket, and Mayonnaise, the album was met with positive reviews. It was ranked by Rolling Stone magazine as one of their 500 greatest albums of all time. Another successful album by the band is their third album, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. The album was well received by critics and it also earned 7 Grammy nominations. It reached the first position on the U.S. Billboard 200 and also reached the top 10 in many other countries. The song Bullet with Butterfly Wings won a Grammy Award for Best Hard Rock Performance. For much of his life, Bill Corgan has suffered from depression. He has also been through self-harm, suicidal tendencies, and obsessive-compulsive disorder. He married his girlfriend Chris Fabian in 1993. However, they divorced in 1997. Since then, he has dated several women, including photographer Yelena Yemchuk and singer Courtney Love. In the 2010s, he began a relationship with Chloe Mendel. The couple had a son named Augustus Jupiter Corgan, born in November 2015.